What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be playing some more of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. And just like that, I have to go move a car, so it's going to take me a moment, but I'll be right back. And I got to set up my controller to be able to play. Let me see if... Yep, so there's that. Alright, sorry for that interruption to start. I also grabbed some M&Ms so I can snack on while we play, which is very ironic because I just got back from painting with the gorilla. Nice. It's pretty ironic because I just got back from the dentist like an hour ago, and then I'm already eating candy.
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend.
What is that?
I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happened somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. Shall we go?
I guess we're going to the manor now.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
Oh, what is this?
My mother liked the story of David and Goliath. She said it doesn't matter how small you are, you can always overcome any obstacle. I imagine Goliath was surprised to find out his lady was not real. I imagine Goliath was surprised. Oh, the best place for reading.
I wonder where all this stuff came from. Oh, here we go.
Ah yes, we were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it? We brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait. We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate every last drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
Time to go back in there.
You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk
think it's
to
like
other
right up
people and
here.
they won't ignore you.
And I envy.
Well, I'm flattered.
There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Hello. Oh, first floor. Okay. I guess it's over here. No. Well, that's upstairs, but
Hey, this is the luggage we brought from London, isn't it?
I heard a pencil writing. Oh,
I had a surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away.
I heard footsteps upstairs a second ago. Wait, do we have an attic here?
For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
ooh.
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it. Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality. This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869. It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent.
It looks like a
There's
house.
no date at all. It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't... recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we
My
even
mother
met.
loved flowers. They made her
It's
smile.
so sad.
I remember we
Look
would
what
bring
I
a new
found.
bouquet every
The
week
White
to make
King is
her a
under
bit
attack.
happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island. You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
Oh.
Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right. Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
Like, why was this all left here? That's my question.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Not this one.
Yeah.
Surface corrosion suggests it was bars, covering the windows from the inside. Bars, covering the windows from the inside.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
Let's go. I've never played chess before, so I took a complete guess.
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
Hmm.
No labels. I doubt it ever had one. There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
Well, this one is confusing. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I think I got it. It's a little tight, but should do the trick. No, never mind. Alright, let's try this again. there's the 3. Then we got 1. Oh, here we go. There we go.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object. Oh, it brings back some memories. Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained.
Then what?
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
Ah, there we go.
We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
Home. Mind Palace clue.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What?
Oh. Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died. My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened. John!
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse, what possessed Mycroft to lie about it? There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait, did you hear that?
Uh-oh.
Yes. Metallic salts. What is this sailor doing here?
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You could call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
So we got a new case, and there are some more achievements that we're gonna have to go through. So I know that Bazaar and Herms. Here it is. Let me quickly check what achievements that we'll be having to work on during this. Yeah, apparently there's like 4 missable achievements in this one. Hmm. Alright, let's see. Alright, I should have all the ones that I need. I'm going to quick travel over here. I also need to complete a save, just in case.
Do you know anything about this?
Nah, that's new to me. I'm sorry, mate.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir. I've never heard of it.
Do you know anything about this?
Nothing stands between me and helping a fellow citizen, except the absence of knowledge. Ask someone else.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry.
Oh, it's the big
About
place.
What and dressed as what?
Is that right here? Yep, there we go.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific. I had no doubt you'd put the pieces together. Let us call it an opening gambit before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve. A locked area in the basement with no windows found brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no. It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry? You sure you don't like art, Sherry? Back home, we've got a taxi.
I'm gonna change my wardrobe back since we're not really need to talk to anyone right now.
He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him. Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart
Sodden
attack
and
when he
mold-ridden.
sees what I bring
One
him.
presumes deliberately.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John. A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane. Old, and hasn't been used for a long time. The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame. Closed with a metal bolt. Footprints. Size 9.5. A true artist never shows an unfinished piece. A simplistic attempt at provocation.
Oh.
Saturn devouring his sun. Oh, grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity.
The parasites of creativity.
Beautiful.
Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests. Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache. A Maupau butt. Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
Got a new mine palace. Alright.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But
Yeah, that was a weird
vandalism was a
painting.
cover for the theft.
DeAndre, I think that there's only one version of this game. I really think it's only on PC. I don't know about like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff, but it's a pretty nice game. If you have a PC, definitely check it out.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
Extravagant paintings have been left to rot in a basement. A commentary on decay and the crumbling of society, correct?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind.
Oh, so it is on Xbox, okay.
Lying machine.
Well,
Besides,
you're getting a good
what's
look at
wrong
it
with
now.
lie
I'm a
that
little
makes
ways
life more
in, maybe
interesting?
about 8 hours,
What's
but
wrong with a
besides
lie?
that,
It corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and
couldn't get past the
rationally.
third mission.
Men never act freely.
Yeah,
and
some of them do
rationally.
get really,
It matters not what is
like,
or isn't
I can get
in the
stuck
end.
on
The
some
only
parts
important
for
thing
long
is how you
periods of
feel,
time,
and I simply want to feel and
especially when
consume
like
as much
looking
as I
over
can.
like bodies or
Thank
something
you.
like that.
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
This thief was familiar with the gallery and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My, your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works.
Yeah, I've been able to get a little bit further ahead, because I've had to use a lot of
The fire was
YouTube
a
videos
clever
and stuff at
attempt
some
to hide a
points.
stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me.
Yeah, not a
I found
bad
the
game,
remnants of
you're
an empty
right.
frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I believe I have enough to
Yeah, I
do.
like doing a lot of
Thank you,
walkthroughs.
Mr.
It's a lot of just me
Your
playing
gallery
games,
certainly has
and just
unexpected
streaming
depths.
them.
I'm delighted to
Sometimes
be
I
able to
get
praise a
a
friend.
good bit of
In
like people
return, I
just
expect
checking
you to
out.
come back with good
A lot of
news.
times it's older
Or at
games,
least a
so
good
it's not
story.
stuff that people would see a lot. So something like this, I've seen something where there was like some old COD games, and that's just helping to get those games maybe noticed a little bit more. Definitely check this back out a little bit. I know that there is like some stuff, and could always use my videos to help get past some parts you may be stuck on.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
Correct. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Emilio Estero. Happy to make your acquaintance. He's on his way to Cordona. In the...
I'm afraid I don't have time for this now.
I hope that you will reconsider. If you do, I'll be here.
Alright, and then we just got a rare achievement. There's a lot of very missable achievements in this. This was one of those that I was able to do real quick. I don't know why that it's like that, but it is, so yeah. So I have no idea where this Mercurio is, and I have to just find him. Said he lives in Old City. It's not very helpful. Yeah, I do want to check out the new Black Ops, especially Black Ops 3, because I hear that's like the most popular pick. Because Black Ops 6 is coming out, and I'm probably gonna play that like straight up when it releases. But then I want to be able to try and play some of the other ones. So that's definitely something that I'm probably gonna put out around the same time as Black Ops 6 does, because I think that there'll be a lot of traffic and stuff for that. Yeah, Black Ops 6 is going to be awesome. I can't wait. Yeah, I've never played zombies for COD, so I'll probably try that out when this new game comes out. Just because I've never done it before when Black Ops 6 is released. I need to figure out this Mercurio's address. Alright, so it looks like they went to the newspaper and not the archives of City Hall, so I'll try that. I don't know why it would be here and not there, but oh well.
Mr. Holmes, I have something for you. Mr. Holmes, I see what you're up to. Mysterious stranger pursues betrothed woman. But please, let us keep things professional. I have in my possession an envelope containing details of a special assignment for you. Tell me, are you interested?
I believe I am, but to be very clear, Miss Sirtle, my interest extends to the message and not the messenger.
So he claims he's not a gal sneaker, seducing women.
Please spare me the speculation and return to the matter at hand.
A gang of smugglers, the Eels, have Cordona in their clammy grip. The British Empire can abide it no longer. But this organization only falls with the capture of their odious leader, Friedrich Panzer. And note well, I did say capture. Inside your envelope is a map marked with the Eels' warehouses. But alas.
So even Mycroft.
Indeed. Here.
Miss Sirtle, if you're quite done with the redundant
Well, that's perfect.
So I also got this Panzer. Alright, I'm not going to worry about this case right now. I'm going to keep going on with Mercurio's. And what is lost memory? Yeah, we got Old City, something recent. There we go. Set of Herms and thank you, DeAndre. I appreciate it very much. And definitely check out the other VODs for this game if you ever have any problems, and I hope you do check it out again. I appreciate it very much. I think I know where I need to go now, but I'm gonna first go over to M because M is one of those Mycroft things. Alright, see you later, DeAndre. Thank you.
Mr. Holmes, your brother sent me.
Oh, terrific. Let me guess. A mission of global importance, a nation forever in my debt?
This island is home to a seemingly enough he possess
And
just
I'll come back to that later. One mission at a time. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think I found his residence, but how do I get into it? Is it right here? Oh, there we go. I thought that was it.
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
greetings, ma'am. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at home?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police.
I need to disguise myself as Mercurio.
No visitors allowed.
I need to try reading over this again. Yeah, I'm so... like, I guess I have to... It says no visitors allowed, but how do I fix that? To go to a clothing trader? I guess. Let's try this.
Oriental. Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase. May your purchase bring you joy.
Don't pass by. Let's pick something that suits you. A good choice. A good choice indeed. Let's pick something that suits you.
And I need a bit of a stubble on my face.
A good choice. A good choice indeed. Don't pass by. Welcome, welcome.
That looks just like him. Let's go. Alright, we should be able to get in now.
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah. Old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake! How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Oh. That is interesting.
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags. Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
Here's always the tough part. Trying to find the last piece to investigate or uncover. Oh, a knife. Perfect.
A normal kitchen knife. Could be the murder weapon. photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon? The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called expressionism.
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
I mean, he's an artist, he probably bought it, but I'm not a master sleuth yet.
It appears the wine was truly awful.
I would think that I'm supposed to inspect that. I'll come back to it in a sec.
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched. Red skin, tails on the back. Reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
There we go.
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
Oh.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him. It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Get one of these, I like them. So that's the 5, so I just need -3 somehow. There we go.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here. Nothing behind it.
Yeah, there's a skull missing.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John? Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat, and don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
And got the perfect gentleman achievement.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes. Poor chap.
You're acting so strange today, dear. I hope someday you'll let me inside that head of yours.
But now what?
Poor chap.
What am I supposed to do now?
Poor chap.
Oh, I need to talk to people about her. That's what I gotta do.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't help you, friend.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, but I've never heard of it.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Are you able to help me?
You want answers, but I don't want to talk to you, rich boy. So what happens now?
May I ask you something?
Stay away from me and from people like me too, or you'll regret it.
Help me, please.
Just walk away, or I'll suddenly forget we are both Ottomans.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or you just
Do you know anything about this?
Yes, Fred. Let me explain.
Oh, there we go. Let's go, finally.
A contest for the guests of Cordona.
How are you?
I like this picture. That's going on a screenshot. Cordona sunrise.
A fresh newspaper? I wish you pleasant reading.
Thank you. The Drinking Dutchman.
Does this poster truly claim that Cordona...
What is the Ghost Hunter? What?
has a ghost?
I got a lot I gotta catch up on. This is Victoria Bridge, right? Yeah. Thor Bridge, that's pretty cool. Gonna go get that coin, because I'm really close.
Come, let's continue on your quest for the truth.
Ooh, another bandit lair. I think there's only like 5 total, so I'm doing pretty good if I found 3 of them. Where the track meets the sea, that is not helpful. That could be a lot of different spots. Oh, okay. I get it. Right here, I think. I'm gonna try that to get the coin. If it's not there, I'm just gonna wait and find all the rest of them like I normally do. Use some YouTube video or something in order to find where they go.
Excuse me, just one question.
Your money doesn't impress me.
Oh. Oh, here we go. Our first coin.
Mother's shrewd deduction revealed an archaeological El Dorado back in England. This coin was just a part of what she and my father dug up. A real English double florin. This one is from the 14th century. I think they discovered 2 of them in the River Tyne. No others are known to exist.
Is that my first coin completed? And for a penny. Yeah, I have to go to the other side of the bridge. Because they said they're under it.
Beasts!
Alright guys, I gotta run to the restroom really quickly, but then we'll be able to hopefully wrap up this case. Alright, I'm back. So let's go ahead and let's see what's going on here. Oh, perfect.
Completely livid.
First they come to our land.
Where do you think you're going? Speak with the chief.
Drop! Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation...
So it's in our mutual interest to settle.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. Just tell me when you...
I'm ready to take a look at this.
Alright, tell him up.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you?
Mr. Ronald Harlow, let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall.
A surveyor? What? Good. What? When the...
Did you...
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like... Ever since these refugees arrived, my best bet is that this thug
And no clue...
He had some items on his body, but nothing to...
I think I should catalogue his...
Go on.
And...
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's...
And
back there in the shacks. Same... You're joking, right? I've got a whole cap, and now there's...
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
Could you help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more. If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. We have seen some dark places in Cordona. But this...
If they find out about the passage... If they find out about the...
Got to fall back, Sherlock. I think they're suspicious. Or they were checking you out.
If they find out...
I'm not very good at this part. No. Oh man, I did horrible at that one.
If they find out...
Money,
being
Campbell.
very stealthy, Sherlock, and you threw it all away. Come on, pull yourself together.
If they find out about the...
That's like my... Oh, what am I doing? Camp lockdown.
If they find out about the...
There we go.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp.
An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Could this be the guy?
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here.
This is probably the guy. Ooh. Ooh. There we go.
Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. A violent death. This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death. I think we can find all we need here in the camp. Let's have... a good look around.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll use it to create a solution.
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Clearly a left handprint here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. Someone bled profusely here. nausea and stomach pain is not what he needs now. Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Now all I think I need is something to disinfect it with. Oh, aloe vera,
I can
yeah.
use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collated all the ingredients now to prepare the first aid solution. Help me, please.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
This one looks confusing. We'll probably do that. Let me delete that, and we'll make it negative 4. So now I just need... Ooh, Alright, I think I got it. There we go.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole. Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. No hint of blood or impact. Someone was dragged against their will. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
No one deserves to end up in a place like this.
Maybe I need to dress up in a police officer uniform.
You still here? Don't bother someone else with this, son. Don't bother someone else with this, son. Your problem, not mine. Your problem, not mine. I've already told you all I've learned.
The guards at the...
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Help me, please. Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Excuse me, just one question.
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Are you able to help me?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Help me, please.
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
I mean, I'm going everywhere.
Back off.
Oh.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards. No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs. Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
How is someone grumpy and friendly? Anyway, guys, I gotta close it off here. I have a dinner I gotta go to. Probably will not be back on later tonight, but I do have a video that I'm working on that'll probably be out later this week. And I do know that I'll probably be streaming this game a little bit more. I'm trying to finish this game up before Friday because after Friday I'm going to be moving into college, and so I want to be able to have this done for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you all for watching. Shout out to DeAndre for showing some love in the chat. If you guys are new here and are watching this on the VOD, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I go live, either playing this game or one of my other games. And yeah, I appreciate everyone who tuned in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.